All right. So, if you remember last time, we changed up our hydraulic oil in this temperamental old loader tractor. Piper, you want to go outside? I doubt it very much. Okay. Anyway, we changed up the hydraulic oil. We put thinner stuff in it. Rather than 68, now we got 32 in it. And I parked it outside. It's been 24 hours out in the cold. I plugged the engine in, of course, so it'll start. But we're going to try and work the hydraulics here. And that's about the only way we're going to know whether we did any good. Piper, I don't want to have to chase you around. You're not going to want to stay out here. No, well. Anyway, apparently, I've been watching the news, which I don't do very often because it just makes me mad, but apparently there's some sort of ice storm coming here in the next day or so, like starting tonight, I think. So we better get this temperamental bugger back inside where he'll be a little more happy. So let's give it a shot. Let's see what happens. Keep my fingers crossed. Hopefully this starts. I've had it plugged in for a bit, so it should. Oh, take it out of gear, stupid. Normally I don't leave it in gear. It's not doing anything, but we'll let it warm up a minute and see what happens. Might need a second, but I'm not very hopeful. All right, I let it warm up for about 5 minutes, and now we got her to work. Started working, no problem. So, better than it was. Still kind of shitty, but better than it was. 3-point hitch is working. Got it up. Got that working. Okay, folks. So I'm going to call that somewhat of a success. I had to warm it up for about 5 minutes, and it started working. It was pretty responsive. More so than normal. So it's improved. It's still crappy, and I think it's always going to be crappy. Unless I spend a bunch of money and a bunch of time rerouting things, I don't know that you're going to get this a whole lot better. But anyway, if it's a little bit better, I'll take it. So, a moderate success, we're going to call that. Now, we have another issue we got to deal with here today. Being that we're supposed to get this ice storm and everybody's losing their bloody minds, I better go and see if my generator will start. I do believe I ran it in the fall. However, I'm going to double check. Good chance if I'm prepared, nothing bad's going to happen. Well, let's go check that out real quick. Okay, so I got this older Honda generator here. This was my father's, actually. I was pretty young when my dad bought this. I don't remember how old I was, maybe 13 or something, so it's pretty old. But I wouldn't want to even guess how many hours on it, because Dad and I did use it a lot on the farm. I Very rarely do I use it. The cordless tools are so good now, you can go out in the field and work on a fence or do whatever you got to do, and you don't need to bring power with you anymore. I've never had a significant power outage here since I've been here, so I've never needed it for that purpose either. However, I find it good practice to make sure you're prepared. Something my dad was always big on, and we made fun of him for it, but he's right. Now, as long as we've owned this, it always started second pull dynamite. That's Honda for you. Reliability. However, last couple of years gives me a bit of trouble. I've done the plug, the carb, I've done everything. Still, after it's been sitting a while, it doesn't want to go. You can usually get it going after a bit. You got to struggle a little. And I don't know, I blame the gas. The gas we buy now is kind of shitty compared to what it used to be. I don't profess to be an expert on petroleum, but I know carburetors do not appreciate ethanol fuels. They don't really like them. Something that's computer controlled, like your vehicle, can adjust for the amount of alcohol that's in the fuel, whereas this can't. It gums up, whatnot. It just causes trouble. So I don't like to keep a lot of gasoline around here in the winter for that reason. There's a wee bit of gas in it. Because if I don't use it, it craps out and then it's stale and it don't work. I'm not a big believer in additives. I know there's a lot of gasoline stabilizers and additives out there that are supposed to help with this. I'm sure a lot of them are just absolute crap. They don't do anything. If somebody out there watching this knows of a good one that's like top notch, let me know. I'll give it a try. I've never had a lot of luck with them, so I just don't bother with them. Anyway, enough of that jibber jabber. Let's see if this bugger will start. And we'll run it for a bit and make sure we're good to go in case we have an outage. Come on. Oh, trick. Fall, I ran it for probably 40 minutes with the heater hooked up to it. We put a good load on it, make sure it was running right. So run it for 15 minutes or so and I'll be happy. I know I'm prepared. Okay folks, so the generator's over there running for a bit. Get it cleaned out. I'm happy that it started because no more got out of there and walked over here, and the freezing rain appears to have begun. So I guess they weren't lying. The hydraulic repair was a moderate success. I somewhat suspected it was going to help, but not going to fix all my problems. I think it's probably the best we're going to do. We're going to leave that for now. Okay, folks? That's all I got for today. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you soon.